They got the Florida foreman backing them up, flexing the rings for the reigning national champions. Died their home digs. Here we go. Florida controls the opening tip. Rob Rourke's our head official. Brian Dorsey, Chuck McCoy round out the crew. And it'll be dish inside for Condon. Tries to hang it, put back won't land. Whistle puts it into it.
Well, as Gators are plus 16.5.
Ruben Chinyelu lifts the lid on the scoring coming off of. That caroms off and Merrimack's got it. Full games. Drops the shoulder, baseline drive. Dish out to the fringes.
And Lee have to be threats.
Here is Flan. Floats for two. And that gets stuck. Coaching staff talked about how big that was coming into this one. After dropping to their other SEC opponent, Auburn. That one arcs wide. Chinyelu.
Oh, but until the ball goes below the free throw line, now they can score.
Condon hooking. Won't go. Chinyelu's putback is true. Ruben Chinyelu's lost the basketball. And Florida gets a turnover. Davian Lee zigzagging the dish for Condon. Got fouled on the way in. Line. 72% free throw shooter. That'll roll in for him. Joe Gallo. It's kind of a long-standing tradition going back to previous staffs of former players being on staff at Merrimack.
Defensive patience by the Gators there.
Still have not allowed a bucket. 0 for 2 Merrimack on their first couple of trips. Lobbing it up, it's Chinyelu. Comfortable after a bit of a slow start.
Seems like he's playing with more offensive confidence.
Off the side of the window, Flan in 3 of his first 5 games. Out of the timeout, it's Boogie Flan on the free throw line. That rolls around and through because Tommy Haukel kind of shifts around in that starting lineup, but it also opens up some different opportunities for this team. Looking for Chinyelu. He gets it back in for Flan. Nice play. Labchar for Condon. He floats it home.
That's the
Aguakazi passes off for Dorsett. It's Aguakazi. And gets Merrimack on the board. Florida starts with a mid-defensive sequence for Merrimack. Kennedy. Baseline J, nothing but air. Finds the awaiting Alec. Aguakazi. Swings it out. It's Dorsett. Against Condon, muscles in. What a play by one of the returners.
His shots are from deep, but he looked comfortable on that drive.
Mostly an off-the-bench guy last year for Merrimack. Hump, lays it in.
A little overload this time, a different look.
Brown will take this 3. And that's cash! Gators at 12-point advantage early. Condon surveys his options, will do it himself and score.
That's just a size advantage.
Slips through, that rolls out for Aguakazi. Gator defense has been stellar. How easy put up.
Nice game in front of them. So they had a chance, maybe a pathway to the NCAA's tournament. Instead of, it was Mount St. Mary's who earned the automatic bid.
Out for Houck. Lee the drive, he lost it in the lane. Florida vacuums it up, Houck the putback. What a stellar. What attributes about Thomas Houck do you like?
The fact that he can give you different looks from different spots.
There's Klebchar for 3. Breaking loose right into Brown. He forced it right back to Florida. Out, tried to hook it up, and he draws the foul.
It was so good down the stretch of the Miami game when Florida had to play some strain. Golden talked to us today. He doesn't need his 8th and 9th man to think, I need.
Shovels for Houck. This 3. Jumps out, back for Condon. He rolls it in.
Just too much. Either way, these are going to be fantastic matchups. The Duke game, of course, part of the ACCS.
Should be a really cool venue for the teams met in the NCAA tournament last year. Flan hits them both. 30.
Brian, so far is Florida's attention to detail defensively.
And that's shown so far in the scoreboard and in the stat sheet. This one from down. Gators so far. Only taken 5 threes. They've hit 2 of them. This is a steal for Jalen Stinson. Anticipated the pass, and that's turned away. Klebchar And rolls out. Condon another board. His putback doesn't go either. And back to Merrimack. So 3 total rebounds, just 8 for Merrimack. Place where the Gators had a distinct advantage coming in. They've taken advantage. This three-pointer is true. On Flynn for 3. That's good.
I'm because it wasn't the first option. A simple, smart find by Clapchart.
That's what Florida wanted to see. What a finish. Lee for 3. That skims off. Chinyelu soars to it. He hooks it in. About it, shoot around with us today, that a lot of it is just those unforced errors that they got to cut back on. Kennedy turns the corner and lays it in.
Freshman coming off that big game that you mentioned earlier, 23 in their last outing.
Houck twisting to the cup. A nice finish for Thomas Houck. 15 points in the opener against South Dakota State. He swirls it there. Back for Flam. It's Condon.
I thought that ball.
Poke free by Boogie Flam. Good anticipation, Condon. Out for Klebjar, his 3 is cash. Well, taking himself inside the arc, Condon with 3, heaves it up and got the foul.
Well, that was a lob play for Houck, and it was there.
Condon spinning in, he's got 14. So right out of the, obviously contributes so much. Corner 3 rolls off. Offensive board, Dorsett soaring in against Chinyelu, got it anyways. That's a tough bucket for number 4. Houck swishes the first. Thomas Houck, of course.
A lot of time looking at NBA mock drafts. Everyone I had, or everyone that I looked at, had.
They've urged him to be that vocal leader, to really take the reins in that regard. Condon too much on it. Chinyelu weaving through, swirls down. Can't book it. And soaring in for the board is Ernest Shelton.
I love the extra pass look, though, almost from everyone.
Dorsett couldn't win. Condon thought 3, instead will drive. Floats it for Chinyelu, but a whistle before on the blocking foul. Trailed by a point at halftime. That zone made them really uncomfortable. That was 2 years ago. It's not quite the same story tonight. Kennedy cruising in, a nice finish. For Max Prep's Pennsylvania High School Player of the Year. Dorsett's triple is all nylon. Floating it up, and Chinyelu, no finish, does draw a foul.
I just can't, you know, it works in this game. What I'm looking at is play many teams in league play that have this kind of zone. So I don't know that that particular.
We're just speaking to the size and the skill of this front court for Florida, how that can benefit them in a conference that has a lot of other really talented teams. I'll tell you what, they don't do giveaways like that every day. Sterling in their first home game got to beat Florida State in a rivalry matchup, and then their home game of the year to pick up.
Which do you think is harder to get guys on the same page, offense or defense? And he answered, I think, and he took a long time, defense, because they spent the entire summer doing nothing but putting in their zone principles.
Yeah, it's a big calling card of this Merrimack program. Good finish by whatever league they've been in. They made the transition from Division II to the NEC, now to the MAAC. And that's going back to Merrimack.
This is going to be.
And that sinks for him.
And of course he missed.
That's what we call the broadcast.
Catch that though and evaluate.
They can see the gears turning for him. Boogie Flan. Got it to fall. He's got a wry smile. Sometimes you just need a little luck. Kennedy spiraling in. And a whistle will send him back to the.
Their stuff offensively. What you're willing to give up when you do that is some miss.
And that falls. All strings there. Just you've liked his ability to just provide that element of experience. Here's Condon. C.J. Ingram getting set to check in for Florida. We had talked about seeing some different guys, tried to squeeze it in, and Condon draws a foul.
He has a couple of double-doubles on the year, part of the front court domination.
And Condon sinks that one. Curling in the post, off balance. Clavjar. That rattles halfway down and out. Shinula leaning in. Got a foul, but rolls the wrong after the foul. He's got a double-double tonight. 10 points, 16 rebounds.
You know, I can't help but look at any Jose's game winner in Madison Square Garden, which put Florida in the Elite Eight.
Charity stripe 2 is all nylon.
Yeah, it's a little too easy.
Zipping in and off the square. Shinulu couldn't hit. Lee into the corner. Ingram. That's good. See ball around. This three.
Hook up the game.
That was a nice three from Ernest Shelton. One of their best three-point shooters. Condon trying to muscle in. Another one falls out for Gators on a bit of a frustrating stretch. No points in the last 2 minutes. Got fouled and a chance at the free throw line.
The ball's always been in their hands. Alex Lloyd getting some run.
And it is Lloyd for a three. Book it. That is his 20th rebound tonight. Condon muscling to the cylinder. Chinulu the putback, speaking of. Boy, what a night for Ruben Chinulu. 14 points. Flan going up top. It's out. A two-handed slam.
Come March is, I like teams that can beat you in different ways. And when you can win games in different ways like that, it makes you much more dangerous.
Condon from the elbow. Baseline 2 off the glass.
Shooting, he'll be just fine.
Costly turnover there, just a little mindless into the sideline. If you could describe Florida's defense in one word, what would it be?
A work in progress.
That's
because the
going narrative for Florida. Lloyd thought three. Instead dumps for Ryu, trying to rip it loose. Takes a fall to the floor. Just a few left for the box score. That's off, and Olivier Ryu pulls down the rebound. 80-45 over Merrimack.
Again, way too much Shinulu, block to block, dominating on the glass.
Olivier Ryu with a point and a rebound late. He's all smiles, gets some embraces from his teammates, and going to learn a lot about this Florida team. And if they get performances like this out of Ruben Chinulu, they're going to do some special things.
A lot of resume opportunities in the next 3 weeks for the